Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 5 Premium Japanese Destroyer Kamikaze R. It has 4 120mm guns, 6 torpedoes, 2 AA defense rating, a surface attack of 6 kilometers, top speed 37.5 knots, total hull 11,100. For my modules, reduced crit chance on torpedo tubes and propulsion, faster torpedo aim. For my commander, situation awareness, faster torpedo rearm, and superintendent. We are on the map Fault Line, and I'm headed for B, because there's nobody else on my team that could head for B. If we get a free cap, we get a free cap. If there's too many people that decide to go, and I don't think so because there's only one enemy destroyer, then I'll just bail. It's that simple. I'm too important to die this early. So, you'll notice that I'm in a full division. I get requests all the time from viewers of the channel, subscribers, hey, can I play with you? That's great. I don't have a lot of time. I'll get maybe 1 or 2 games in and move on because, let's face it, you would kill me if I did not make a video every single day, and I understand that. I have been successful because of that. Why would I want to disenfranchise my viewership? But know this. I really appreciate that you want to play with me. Sometimes the messages don't get through. So if I'm ignoring you, it's not because I just hate you specifically. The UI sometimes bugs out, doesn't display. Sometimes I lose control of the UI because I'll come out of a game and I'll literally get like 5 or 10 messages between the time that I played that game and left it. So just understand, I really appreciate it. I have no problem adding you to my contacts, maybe playing if I have an opportunity. But just keep in mind, hey, I'm busy. So, as we captured B, because we didn't have anyone show up, it allowed me to give a little story time. I'm headed for what I appear to be a huge assault force by the enemy. They maybe were going to go for A, but they're just moving so slow, and I don't know if that's because they're all US battleships. No, that's not because they want to stick together. And that's completely understandable. But they're right in the middle of nowhere. And I did not want to go forward. This line of islands that sort of arcs or half moon crescent just north of B, that's sort of a no man's land. If you go in there and the enemy isn't completely wiped out, not early on in the match, you will suffer the consequences. So you want to be careful where you decide to move forward. Now I sent my torpedoes at that Cleveland. You notice he's headed south. I felt like maybe he's going to just continue heading south and I could hit him. The cooldown is so low down here, why not send him? But we accidentally moved a little bit too close to the enemy Congo as he's moving forward. He's very fast. He is an exception to the battleship slowness, and oh, please don't hurt me too much. Not too bad. That's about 2,000 points of damage. It did look like it was HE, but it was probably AP because no modules were hit at all. Granted, I don't really have any AA. A 2 AA defense rating. Is there a worse ship in the game that has AA on the ship? I can't really think of it. That's honestly such a terrible, worthless thing. Just keep it turned off. You're not going to kill anything. Yeah, I know. The enemy has captured C, and we're down. We're not completely out of the game as far as ships, but we're at a disadvantage, and they're going to try and assault this gap. And I don't know if that's the right strategy. They had to have communicated something. Hey, there's a destroyer. We saw it on the minimap. And I recognize this Ognivo, and it's a much better ship since 0.5.5, but it still has crappy torpedo range. It has to maintain good gun discipline. It has to hit the shots, right? And I'm completely confident in hitting my shots even with a Japanese destroyer. So I basically send the torpedoes every which way, hoping to spread it out, maybe catch him unaware, maybe he'll make a mistake, right? For whatever reason, he has not... Okay, finally he decided to fire on me. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he felt like I had head over to A. He pops a smoke, although that was way too late. He's already at 50% life. We knocked out his propulsion. I don't know if he has last stand. I would lean towards most players, especially in a Soviet destroyer, they'll pick up expert marksmen without considering how fast the turret traverses. And our torpedoes ineffective, but we pop our smoke too because there's a Congo, an Alba. I try and slow down. I'm spotted for half a second. I need to avoid dying. I send my torpedoes against the Congo. You notice I sort of led. The Congo just arrived in this area. So this is the slowest that the Congo is probably going to be. He's going to get a little bit more speed than what his ship appears to have just out of a turn. We talked about this in the AIM video, but it's really true, especially in a Congo. It's a fast battleship. Now, I am regretting that I sent my torpedoes because this Alba appears to have me. Yep, he wants to kill me, but I'm not regretting the results. Definitely not regretting. We get 4 torpedoes on the Congo, a 5th torpedo. We cause a flood. Only 1 flood, really? 5 torpedoes? Actually, no. The flood ribbon just floated over. We got 3 in. Already reloaded, Alba. What are you gonna do? We kill him outright with the first set. And just like that, we might actually get 2 kills. The Congo, he had to use damage control for something else. It's not up. He's actually dying to the flood dot. Damage over time, which obviously flood and fire are. It's a gamey term, RPG, that's my background, World of Warcraft. That's why I say cooldown and not rate of fire or anything like that. To me, this is all gamey, and I'm just applying those understanding. I do appreciate history, but it's a game to me. It's just 1s and 0s. How can I maximize my 1 and 0 performance? This enemy Ognivo, he wants more. That's fine. We're missing our shots, unfortunately, and I'm going to try and avoid taking his shots. One of the disadvantages of the Ognivo is it basically has 1 turret in the front, 1 turret in the rear. So if it's going towards or away from something, it's at 50% right off the bat. He has to show a significant amount of his side in order to bring them to bear, and I didn't want to get trapped into having to rotate my guns again and send my torpedoes. So I'm going to try and aggressively send the torpedoes and keep all the guns facing starboard side. And of course he's rounding the island. We'll see if he makes the mistake. I felt like there's an enemy cruiser also on the other side of the island. He's fired on me too. My smoke's up. This is not looking good, but instead of sailing casually, he runs right into it. Huge mistake by the Ognivo, and that's going to deny line of sight to the enemy Myoko. Nobody's within my detection, which is 6 kilometers. I haven't fired my guns. And that should be the last shot I take. Unfortunately, it knocks out my propulsion, so I'm going to dip in speed, but it shouldn't be enough to allow the enemy cruiser to catch up. He is sailing predictably, and I felt like he has to deal with the island, so it's going to cause him to take a port side turn, and then he's going to go right back. Of course, perfect timing for his aircraft. He sees it. He knows exactly what's up. There's no way he's going to fall for my torpedoes. I still got to give ground. It's basically just me on this flank. Everyone else on our team has died. So I'm just trying to slow these guys down. I don't want them to take B. I don't want them to get in a position to take out friendlies that are coming back from C. I've got the advantage that they won't see me as long as I play correctly. And he's going to have to go through a gap, a predictable gap, with an island. I felt like, this is the perfect opportunity to catch him. He can't really maneuver as well as he would like. We led the indicator a little bit, giving leeway for any sort of speed up that might occur. I think he's at max speed, though. We only need, I think, 2, maybe 3 torpedoes to make contact. I'm really hoping that he doesn't try to go abruptly north, but it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. At least that's what it appeared to be. Our torpedoes look like they might actually hit, and they just don't have the range. Down here at low tier, you have to really be careful when you send torpedoes. There's not a lot of leeway. I have probably 1 kilometer between the detection of the ship and the torpedo range. But that's okay. We have a Bajoni who is attempting to capture B. He's encountering a Nicholas, a friendly Nicholas, Meredith, And Meredith is having a difficult time because they're detected. And a light cruiser is very strong at going up against a U.S. destroyer. The torpedoes miss completely. Oh, come on, Meredith. Survive. Live. Unfortunately, they don't. But we have a perfect broadside. We're able to do significant damage. Don't discredit the Japanese guns. As long as you don't risk your ship, it's completely fine to use them. Oh, Pensacola got like a 2K shot, takes out the enemy. B is completely protected. The enemy, Miyoko, is moving off. He does not want anything to do with the battleship, the cruiser, and myself at B. And there's some battleship doing whatever off to the southwest side, and look at that jerk. There's actually another battleship over there, and he tried to fire on my ship. Can you believe that? Undetected battleship. How dare you? He got pretty close. Destroyers are just so hard to hit, though, at long range, right? Even they could accidentally avoid, because they're just so narrow. Just one little flick of the rudder, and they've completely moved out of the way. Yeah, it was in New Mexico. Yeah, jerk. Okay, Mr. Glider. I know, he's probably recognized me. You can see I'm commenting in the chat. There's definitely someone who I took out who was watching my show, and he wants to take me out. I think this is the game where I was like, hey, if you get a screenshot of yourself killing me, just submit it. I love sharing stuff like that. I love actually seeing it. It's always funny to me. And I know you guys get a kick out of it, of course. I would too. We're going to try and get this Fuso. I aggressively move forward. There's not a lot of time left in the match. I just want to kill him. I think he recognizes that I want to kill him, though, and he's turning away. But I think the Torpedoes might still have a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance, and I didn't want to... Yep, we're going to get 1, 2, 3. Oh, are we going to get a fourth one? Fourth one? Ah, so close. So close to getting that fourth kill. That was good damage, though. And that will rack up XP, credits. There's no reason to not continuously try to do damage to the enemy, even at the end of the match. And that's the end of the match. We did pretty good. It's always interesting to have a Japanese destroyer come out ahead of a US or a Soviet destroyer. Now we got 3 kills, devastating strike, 11 torpedo hits, 1 base capture, 2,227 base XP, and a whole bunch of credits. It's a premium, of course. That's the idea. And look at this damage. We did around 120,000 points of damage in 13 minutes in a tier 7 match. We definitely produced for our team. I hope you enjoyed it. It's always a pleasure playing Japanese destroyers like this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.